Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. Once upon a time, there lived a lazy boy called Aladdin. His father had died and his poor mother always worried about him. One day, while he was in the marketplace, a stranger walked up to him.
"Are you Aladdin?"
He asked, and the boy nodded.
"I'm your father's brother and have been away for a long time,"
said the man.
"Now I'm back and would like to help you."
When Aladdin's mother heard this piece of news, she was very happy and invited the stranger to their home. She did not know that this was not an uncle of Aladdin. He was a wicked magician.
"I will buy you some new clothes,"
said the magician to Aladdin,
"and then you must come with me."
The next day, they went into the desert. They walked for many hours.
"We have reached,"
said the magician at last, and lit a small fire. He threw some powder and chanted a magic spell. A stone slab suddenly appeared on the ground. The magician pushed it aside. Aladdin saw a flight of steps leading down.
"Follow the steps into a secret garden. There you will find a lamp,"
said the magician.
"Bring it to me, and I will reward you well."
Then he gave the boy a ring.
"Wear this,"
he said. The garden was full of beautiful trees, sparkling with the strangest looking fruit Aladdin had ever seen. They were jewels. Aladdin thought he would take some home, so he filled his pockets. Then he found the lamp and returned to the top of the steps.
"Hand me the lamp and you can come out,"
ordered the magician.
"First help me out,"
said Aladdin. The magician was angry with his reply and he slammed the stone slab shut. Then he left poor Aladdin alone in the dark cave. For 2 whole days the boy cried. His fingers accidentally rubbed the ring and suddenly a huge genie appeared in front of him.
"What is your wish?"
thundered the genie.
"I am the slave of the ring and will obey you in all things."
Aladdin said that he wished to be taken home. Within seconds, he found himself back with his mother.
Why would the wicked man want this dirty old lamp?
She wondered and decided to clean it. As she rubbed it, another huge genie appeared and bowed low before them.
"I am the genie of the lamp,"
he cried.
"Your wish is my command."
Aladdin immediately ordered some food and drink. Soon he and his mother were having a feast. Then Aladdin showed his mother the strange fruit that he had picked.
"This is no fruit, my son,"
she gasped.
"These are the biggest jewels I have ever seen. We are rich, rich."
So they sold the jewels one by one and lived happily for many months. The king of the country had a beautiful daughter. She was so beautiful that Aladdin fell in love with her and wanted to marry her.
"The princess would never marry you,"
laughed his mother.
"She will want to marry a rich prince."
But Aladdin begged her to visit the palace and asked the king.
"You can give him our jewels as a gift,"
he said. When the king saw the jewels, he thought,
"Any man who owns such riches can certainly marry my daughter."
But his chief minister, the Grand Vizier, was most unhappy because he wanted the princess to marry his own son.
"You must set the young man a difficult task,"
he said.
"He must prove that he is good enough to marry the princess."
Then the king said to Aladdin's mother,
"Tell your son he must bring me 40 basins of gold filled with jewels."
When Aladdin heard this, he rubbed the magic lamp and told the genie what the king wanted. The 40 basins of gold filled with jewels were delivered in less than a minute. Aladdin's mother took them to the palace and made the king very happy.
He must be a very wealthy man indeed.
He thought to himself, and he happily gave permission for Aladdin to marry his daughter. The boy was overjoyed and began his preparations at once. He called the genie.
I need a set of clothes fit for a prince.
He said,
And then you can build me a palace for us to live in.
The new palace was beautiful. Soon Aladdin and the princess were married. The magician had not forgotten the magic lamp, and after many years he returned to the city to look for it. He had heard about Aladdin and was sure that he was the little boy whom he had locked inside the cave. One day, when Aladdin was out, the magician pretended to be a peddler and came to the palace with a basket full of shiny new copper lamps.
Oh, lamps for new!
He cried, and the princess heard him and laughed. She gave him the old lamp in exchange for a new one. As soon as he reached home with the magic lamp, the magician called upon the genie.
Take the princess and her palace back to Africa with me,
He ordered. The next day the king was shocked to find that the palace and his beloved daughter had disappeared.
Aladdin has tricked you.
Cried the Grand Vizier. The angry king ordered that Aladdin be jailed.
I promise that I will find the princess.
Aladdin told the king.
If I do not return with her within 3 days, then you can punish me and do what you like to me.
The king agreed, and Aladdin left the city to look for his wife. Many days passed. He prayed and prayed. He also rubbed the magic ring he still wore on his finger. With a flash of light, the genie appeared before him.
Take me to the princess,
Begged Aladdin. Soon he found himself outside her window. She told him all that had happened. The genie of the lamp had a new master. Carefully, he handed the princess a small packet of powder.
Pour the poison into the magician wine, and all our troubles will be over.
They could hear the wicked man approaching, so Aladdin quickly hid behind a curtain. Do have a glass of wine, the princess said to the magician, and waited until his back was turned. She then put the powder into his glass. Soon the magician fell on the floor. Then Aladdin came out from where he was hiding and found the lamp inside the magician's coat pocket.
Your true master has returned. Now, please take us back home,
He told the genie. Within seconds, they were back to where they belonged, and Aladdin and his beautiful wife lived happily ever after. Oh yes, wherever he went, he always took great care to keep his magic lamp safe and well hidden.